Now, this took me by surprise. I knew about the investigation going on into this fundraiser and how they were raising money and what they were trying to get out of New York City, but they weren't touching the mayor. They were nowhere near him. Holy cow, did that change. The FBI went up to him at an event and let him know, we want your devices. They had a pre-dawn raid at his home last week, Mayor Eric Adams, his fundraiser, right? This is how this started. Brianna Suggs, pre-dawn raid at her home. They're looking out, quid pro quos, bribery, whatever. The feds are investigating specifically whether the campaign conspired with foreign nationals, including the government of Turkey, to receive illegal political donations. You're not supposed to take money from abroad, especially not in exchange for giving them deals with whatever you control. But it was supposed to have nothing to do with the mayor. Yeah, it's campaign, but there are a lot of people involved in the campaign, and it doesn't mean that the main person knows everything. Believe me, they don't. Breaking today, we are now learning that the FBI went and seized multiple devices, including the cell phone of Mayor Adams. And this is the first time the wide-ranging FBI and SDNY, Southern District of New York, federal corruption case, has touched the mayor. First of all, the idea that there's a two-tier justice system and it's only the right that gets harsh treatment, this is harsh, going up to the guy at a public event and asking for his devices, okay? Lot to break down. First, we have the former Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney David Kelley. It's great to have you, sir, and thank you.
Thanks so much for having me.
I mean, you can't argue that the feds take it easy on the Democrats after doing this. I mean, how can you shape perspective for us on how rare it is to pursue a major elected official this way?
Well, look, in order to go and seize his devices, what they needed to do was to go to a judge and say, we have probable cause to believe a crime was committed and that evidence of that crime is on the devices to be seized. So that's one bar. And when you say probable cause, you're talking more likely than not. But when you're talking about a public corruption case such as this, the government is going to set a higher standard for itself and make sure that it's not just that it's probable cause, but we got a slam dunk on this. And I think that's probably what they did here. They gathered the information that they had from the previous raids. You mentioned his campaign director, her Suggs and her raid. And the seizure from that. I think there were some other seizures. I think they really postured this. They got everything together, and then they went for the jugular here to go get Mayor Adams's devices. Right. It's a big deal.
But here's my question. Here's my question to you. Big deal, no question about it. But would you go to the event of an elected leader and ask for their device if you were just trying to get information about other people and what he may know about them? Wouldn't they have gone to his office? Wouldn't they do it discreetly? If it had nothing to do with him, would you do it this overtly at a public event?
I think there's a couple of ways to do it. And if you were just looking at him as a witness and a bystander, you might even go by way of subpoena. But I don't think you should really read the tea leaves this way. They were looking to get the devices. And I think once you get a search warrant, you want to execute it in the most effective way possible. You're not going to give notice to the person who has it. You're not going to give them an opportunity to dig a deeper hole for themselves by trying to obstruct or impede or to erase things. So you're just going to go by surprise and say, hey, guess what? We have a search warrant for your devices. So you got to turn them over to us right now, right here, right now. It's a tough situation because I wouldn't read this as saying it's an indictment of the mayor. But if you're the mayor, this is not a good thing.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.